Imagine walking home from school on a crisp autumn day, the leaves crunching beneath your feet, the wind whispering through bare branches, and then vanishing without a trace. No goodbye, no struggle, no answers, just gone. Hey, True Crime Squad, before we dive into today's chilling case, smash that like button if you believe every cold case deserves a second look. And if you're new here, join our detective family by hitting subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. September 12th, 1971. New Sweden, Maine. A small farming community where everyone knows everyone, and doors are left unlocked at night. But on this day, this tight-knit community would be forever changed when 14-year-old Dawn Tracy disappeared into thin air. And folks, this isn't your typical missing persons case. The events that followed would leave investigators scratching their heads for decades. And trust me, I've covered hundreds of cases, but this one keeps me up at night. Let's wind back the clock to that fateful Sunday morning. Dawn, a bright-eyed teenager with dreams of becoming a teacher, attended church with her family at the Gustav Adolf Lutheran Church. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. She sang in the choir, chatted with friends, and made plans for the upcoming school week. Quick pause here, Crime Squad. If you're already getting goosebumps, drop a candle in the comments. Your engagement helps spread awareness about these forgotten cases. After church, Dawn told her parents she was going to walk home, a route she'd taken hundreds of times before. The distance, less than a mile. The time, around 12:30 p.m. Weather conditions, clear and sunny. What could possibly go wrong? But Dawn Tracy never made it home. Her mother, Martha Tracy, initially wasn't worried. Dawn was responsible, well-liked, and knew everyone in town. Maybe she'd stopped at a friend's house. Maybe she'd lost track of time. But as the afternoon sun began to set over the potato fields of Aroostook County, that maternal instinct kicked in. Something was terribly wrong. And here's where things get truly bizarre, my friends. Because what investigators found, or rather, didn't find, in the following hours would baffle law enforcement for generations. By 6 p.m. on that September evening, the Tracy family's worst fears had materialized into a full-scale search operation. And let me tell you, what happened next would make even the most seasoned investigators question everything they knew about missing persons cases. Quick reminder to hit that like button if you believe in the power of community to solve cold cases. Every like helps spread awareness. And trust me, this community needed all the help they could get. Within hours, over 200 volunteers from New Sweden and neighboring communities had mobilized. Local farmers abandoned their potato harvests. And if you know anything about Maine farming, you know that's a big deal. But here's where it gets weird. The search teams found absolutely nothing. No footprints. No personal belongings. No sign of struggle. It was as if Dawn Tracy had simply evaporated into the crisp Maine air. Drop a magnifying glass tilted left in the comments if you're already forming theories. Because trust me, what comes next will probably change them all. The Maine State Police brought in their top K-9 units. These were dogs that had successfully tracked missing persons through miles of dense forest. But on Dawn's route, nothing. The dogs couldn't pick up a single trace of her scent. I mean, how does a person not leave a single scent? And here's where our story takes an even darker turn. Two key witnesses came forward with information that would haunt investigators for decades. A local farmer reported seeing a dark-colored sedan with out-of-state plates parked along the church route around noon. But here's the kicker. When investigators tried to follow up, the farmer had suddenly changed his story. Before we get to the second witness, hit that subscribe button if you want more deep dives into mysterious cold cases like this one. Because the next part, it changes everything. The second witness was a fellow church member who claimed to have seen Dawn talking to someone in a vehicle. But when pressed for details, they too became mysteriously uncooperative. The initial investigation revealed something else troubling. In the weeks leading up to her disappearance, Dawn had confided in her best friend about feeling like she was being watched. But she never told her parents, never filed a police report, never gave any indication that something was wrong. If you're getting chills right now, drop a eyes in the comments. Because what happened in the days following her disappearance would leave this tiny Maine community changed forever. The searches continued for weeks. The FBI was called in. Every abandoned building, every farm cellar, every inch of the surrounding forests was combed. Local media covered the story relentlessly. Missing person posters plastered every storefront from New Sweden to Caribou. But Dawn Tracy had vanished without a trace. The years following Dawn Tracy's disappearance brought more questions than answers. And if you think you've heard everything, hold on to your seats. But first, if you're invested in helping solve cold cases like this one, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Every share could be the one that reaches someone with crucial information. 1975 brought the first major development. A hunter deep in the woods near Stockholm, Maine, about 15 miles from New Sweden, discovered what appeared to be a makeshift camp. Among the debris, a torn piece of fabric that matched the description of Dawn's dress from that Sunday. Drop a exploding head in the comments if you're as shocked as I am, because what happened next is truly baffling. By the time state police arrived at the location, the entire area had been mysteriously cleared. I mean, what are the chances? The 1980s brought another strange twist. 3 separate witnesses came forward claiming they'd seen Dawn in different parts of Canada. But here's the weird part. All 3 descriptions matched Dawn as she would have looked at age 14, not as an adult. If you're forming theories, drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, because the next part will blow your mind. 1992 marked a turning point in the investigation. An anonymous letter arrived at the Maine State Police headquarters. The contents? A detailed description of events that only someone intimate with the case would know. But the letter ended with something chilling. Some secrets are meant to stay buried in the potato fields. True Crime Squad, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Because what I'm about to reveal changed everything investigators thought they knew about this case. In 2001, a deathbed confession from a former New Sweden resident sparked a new investigation. They claimed to know what happened to Dawn, but died before they could provide details. Talk about timing, right? The current theory? Law enforcement believes Dawn's disappearance might be connected to a series of similar cases across New England in the early 1970s. The common thread? Young girls vanishing on Sunday afternoons, all within walking distance of their churches. Today, Dawn Tracy's case remains one of Maine's most puzzling mysteries. The investigation is still active, with the Maine State Police Cold Case Unit reviewing new tips as they come in. But perhaps the most haunting aspect of this case isn't what we know. It's what we don't know. How does a 14-year-old girl vanish without a trace in broad daylight? Why did witnesses suddenly change their stories? And what secrets really lie buried in those potato fields? To this day, Dawn's family hasn't given up hope for answers. Her parents have since passed away, but her siblings continue to advocate for justice. If you or someone you know has any information about the disappearance of Dawn Tracy, no matter how insignificant it might seem, please contact the Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit at phone number. You can remain anonymous. Remember, cold cases only stay cold when we stop talking about them. Share this video with everyone you know. One share could reach the person with the crucial piece of information needed to solve this case. This has been another true crime mystery. If you want more deep dives into haunting cold cases, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And drop a candle in the comments to show support for Dawn's family. Until next time, stay safe. And remember, some mysteries are meant to be solved. Special thanks to our True Crime Squad members for supporting this channel. Together, we can make a difference.